What's up, guys? So Konami have released a Spanish League selection pack. I already done a video on the English League selection, so if you're interested in that, check that out after this video. But today we're going to be looking at the Spanish League pack. Now, I looked at every single player in the English League one today. We're going to be a little bit quicker. I would just discard these guys here. One, he's just not nimble enough, and I think he just stats start off too low anyway. Pretty much the same with Sell, not nimble enough. We're mainly looking at the balance there. Then Fabio Silva, same story. One player I want to look at the start is this defensive fullback Foyt. Now, I think this guy is actually very good. I've used a GP version of him or something a while ago, but I think this guy is going to go under the radar of a lot of people. But look at this build here, like 90 plus all defensive stats, 88 speed and 88 acceleration too. I think people, because he's 187 centimeters, kind of might get this idea that he's like kind of too stiff, but he's actually got decent dribbling stats and good balance too. So I think this guy could become a very effective defensive fullback for free to play players. Now, he doesn't start off with enough skills. Like, that is a bit annoying, but the skills I'd put on him are track back, blocker, one touch pass, low lofted pass for that long switch ball. And then last skill, I don't know, it could be true passing, could behind and turn, gamesmanship, anything really. He could play centre back as well, actually. I just noticed there. Yeah, he can play centre back, and he definitely has the stats and the build for it. I do think he'd be best at right back, particularly if you do go for the English League pack. There's a very good centre back in there. So you would want to use that guy in centre back and then White and right back, but you will be a rock at the back. But as discussed, you will feel decent on the ball. Right, next player we're going to look at is the GOAT, Anthony. Now, Anthony, a lot of people in my stream, we always joke about it. This guy's actually very good in the football. He feels very responsive and nimble on the ball. So if you just look at his build, he's got 80 finishing and 86 curl. So he's definitely going to be very good at cutting in and hitting that finesse. That 89 type possession, honestly, it feels higher on him than that. At 90 balance too. Good aggression, so he might fight for the ball and go in for tackles good. It is a shame about the physical contact. Like, I wish it was at least 70. Konami had to nerf him, or else they didn't want to make him too overpowered. They made the real Anthony. It would be that Bale pack would be obsolete. Yeah, decent player, and he has got a full set of skills. Now you're gonna want to give him double touch for the ball roll. First, oh no, he has first time shot. Sorry, acrobatic finishing. For the helping him when he's cutting inside and shooting. I would give him outside curler, even if he is on the right side there, just in case you find yourself in the middle. That medium weak foot, you're gonna want to try to avoid using that. I'd probably give him gamesmanship just because I know with the way he dribbles in game, he will. Sorry, I'm slurring my words a little bit. He will win fouls, and then fighting spirit or super sub too. Right, next we'll look at Vivian. Now, I don't think Vivian is the most amazing player. He wouldn't be someone you'd spin the pack for, but if you do get him, this is the build I would go for. He's pretty well rounded, but we are going to see better centre backs in this selection anyway than Vivian. So he's probably getting released, but if you do get him, give him one touch pass, true pass, and low lofted pass, as well as aerial superiority. But even though he still is 183 centimeters, so even if you give him aerial, he's not going to be the most dominant in the air. The next player is Lubamendi. This guy looks pretty decent, but I don't think he's enough. I think his speed isn't high enough. I think speed is very important for your midfielders on the defensive side, because pretty much any player can intercept in this game. If you have a fast player, they can cover a lot of ground quickly. They're going to be very good at intercepting. I don't think he has quite enough speeds to be dominant. Don't get me wrong, he's definitely not going to be poor in midfield, but Tonali in that Premier League pack definitely looks a lot better. And then for his skills, just give him track back to kind of activate that AI defending, and then also like gamesmanship and cut behind and turn, maybe a Marseille turn too, just to help him when he's on the ball. But yeah, again, I think it's another player that you're probably not spinning the pack for. But Mr. Mosquera, this guy looks pretty decent to me, because if we look at his card here, this is what his stats look like. And we haven't even fully leveled him up yet. He's still got 13 points left. So with those kind of remaining points, yeah, you'd probably get his defensive stats up to 90. You don't need to get the engagement up though. The centre backs are usually already in position. Like, they don't really need to get back into position. Although as a destroyer, maybe that'll happen a little bit more. But he does have 85 stamina, which is decent. He's good in the air. He's 188 centimeters tall too, so it's not like he's a short guy, but he's got good pace. So with these remaining stats, I think you might just get that dribbling up to 70, and then maybe the passing up to 72, and then the rest into defending. But alternatively, if you don't care about them two stats in your centre back, just go the last investment into defending. He looks pretty good to me. Then again, he's pretty much got all the defensive skills you'd be looking for. I'd give him one touch pass again, true pass, and no lofted pass, your standard stuff, maybe a gamesmanship and the cut behind turn two, or maybe a heading if you think you're going to score from corners with him. Next we'll look at All Black. Not too much to say about the goalkeepers, but I just went for a build with 90 in every stat. For goalkeepers, the three most important stats are the goalkeeping awareness, the reflexes and the reach. And all of those are above 90, so that's pretty decent. He's not going to be a standout keeper, but he'll do a job for free-to-play players. The last two players in the pack, I think these guys are the main pull of the pack. So we'll look at Vinicius first. I mean, it goes without saying, like, Vinicius obviously is very good. You can see on this build, we do get the 85 finishing and balance. Very good dribbling, very fast. I mean, what more can you say? He does have pretty low physical contact, which is a shame, but he's got decent curl. He'll be able to hit the finesse shot. His passing, it's a bit annoying. I think Roman Flanking might want true passing on more than like a prolific winger. But look, this guy's very glitchy. He'll get past defenses, so I don't think you're caring too much about the low pass stat. And he does start with true passing as a skill. But in order to make this guy as meta as possible, I'd give him first time shot, fighting spirit, Marseille turn, long range curler, and maybe pinpoint crossing if you think you're going to be able to. You feel like you're going to get stuck trying to cut in and shoot them. If you have pinpoint crossing, it'll give you another option going wide. And then last but definitely not least is this Pau Cubarsí. So this guy is like the new version of Beckenbauer, I think. So if you want a ball playing centre back, this is probably your guy. And you can see he's quite dominant in the air as well. So he's only 184 centimeters. Let me look at Beckenbauer actually. So this is the free Beckenbauer. Let's just do an auto allocate. So his jump height is 274, and then Cubarsí's, I don't know what it is, but without looking, I do know Beckenbauer is actually good in the air. I enjoy using them, and this is without aerial superiority. I think if you put aerial superiority, it would make it look higher. So his is 271. So actually, yeah, it is a bit lower than Cubarsí, despite the higher jump. 4 centimeters versus 181. He's got 97 jump on this build. I think I would be using that type of build. Let me just check what build I have on my Beckenbauer actually. Just before we get a better understanding. So my Beckenbauer has 90 jumping, which according to eFootball Hub would be a jump height of 270, but I've put aerial superiority on my Beckenbauer, and this assumes he doesn't have aerial superiority. So in that case, yeah, looks 270 versus 271, they're pretty much the same. So Cubarsí will be good in the air, but you won't be good enough against your Drogbas and your Collars and your Hullets, but against like your Mbappes, Suarez, Villa, you will be good enough in the air. And then if we just compare him to Beckenbauer real quick, so this is the build I went on Beckenbauer. So Cubarsí has pretty much the same dribbling. Passing stats, yeah, they're a little bit worse. That low pass, I wouldn't worry about, but that lofted pass might be noticeable. I wouldn't worry about the finishing. I mean, actually, I've never scored a goal with Beckenbauer in 430 games. That's crazy. I didn't know that. I thought I scored at least once with him, but never. But yeah, defensive stats are pretty comparable. The only main difference is the awareness, 96 on Beckenbauer versus 90 on Cubarsí. The pace stats are pretty much the same, and most of the physicals except for the kicking power. But yeah, if you missed out on that Beckenbauer card, I think this Cubarsí is not a bad player at all. He's pretty similar to Beckenbauer. I've been using Beckenbauer up until this week, until I got Maldini and Thuram. Beckenbauer was still on my team, so I think people underestimate how good that Beckenbauer is. If you just look at his skills on Cubarsí, he's got one touch pass, weighted pass, and low lofted pass to start. So give him true passing to complement that. But first, more importantly, give him aerial superiority. And like, I think this is a player you probably don't need to give 5 skills to. But if you want to put more skills on, go for gamesmanship, go behind and turn, soul control for the knock-on pass. But yeah, I don't think there's too much need for 5 skills in them. I think it's probably a waste of GP, especially if you're a free-to-play player. But let me know your thoughts on the pack. I don't think this is as good as the Premier League pack. I definitely think the Premier League pack is better, especially because I think this Vinicius, like, I'm sure everyone has Vinicius Junior by now. I don't think there's any reason to move from a different one to this one. And like, while this Cubarsí looks very good, most people will have Beckenbauer. So if you're free to play, I'd probably stick with Beckenbauer. But that Mosquera and Foyth definitely looks very good to me. But let me know your thoughts. Bye.